Good evening, folks. So we just caught a fine catch of capelin. Some of them may be used as bait, others, well, most probably gonna be smoked and dried and salted and eaten. We're here now, gonna try for a few mackerel. I got a small order that a fellow wants, so I came out. We're gonna try to grab that for him here today. Mackerel lures, that's what I'm using this season, really. These and the Ridgemacks. Just gotta be bright, that's it, gotta be bright. You can grab these at Byron Shoe and Tarp Repair in Deer Lake, local tackle shop. Got a fine selection of fishing tackle. Without further ado, let's get this here tied on. Let's get fishing. So as always in the saltwater, I got my Streamside Falcon combo. Great combo. I'll put a link to this in the description below. Highly recommend it. Very stiff yet sensitive rod at 7 foot. It's beautiful, I love it. And the reel is awesome. I really like the handle. Just pretty easy to grab quickly. So yeah, you can see I've got mackerel feathers tied on from the last video. So I'm just gonna go with that single lure first. Let's get the first cast out. There we go, folks. Let's get that out there. First cast of the day. I think that's gonna catch a mackerel. Way out. Tap, 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 tap. There we go. First one of the day. First cast on that lure. Go get you some. Now that mackerel there is a little small, so we're just gonna throw him back. All right, we just cast that mackerel back. We're gonna get out there again. Cast right after, let's see. Yeah, one. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'll tell you what, these lures work so well. Come into the shop, you can buy one and get one for the same price. How about that? So today we are fishing on a rising tide. It seems like these mackerel are far and deep. So let that sit. Really, I just give it a reel every 7 seconds or so. You know, there's something chasing them. A fella there just pointed out a tune on top of the water. He came off. That was pretty close in too, wasn't it? Yeah. You got one over there. Oh, there we go. Either we got each other or we each got a mackerel. Yeah, we each got a mackerel. Good one too. Oh, I got a mackerel and you got me. I want to really come off there. There we go. You got your hook back and I got my mackerel and my hook. Okay, let's get out again. Try to get one a little bit bigger. Ooh, there we go. Hopefully this one's a keeper. Close. He's close. I would have put him on the measuring tape. Yeah, he's like just on the mark, so he's gonna go back. Neatest trick I've ever figured out. Hand in the ice bag, don't get scales over you. That's a better one. That does not feel like a mackerel. Holy crap. Oh. I think that was a codfish. There we go. That's a keeper. Bleed them and straight on ice. Best way to do it. Now it's cooking time. We got some delicious potatoes and herbs to roast over the barbecue. It's gonna be delicious. Some real nice quality chicken tenders to go along with it. It's gonna be delicious together as it is, but the mackerel and the capelin, on top of that, it being fresh mackerel and fresh capelin, is really gonna bring this meal together. It's gonna be awesome. So I probably let the grill heat up for about a half hour before I put anything on it. It's at 3/4 heat. So I gave the chicken and the potatoes a little bit of a head start because the fish is not going to take long at all. We're going to hit it with some maple bacon seasoning. This stuff is absolutely awesome. And I'm going to try it on fish. You're going to see now I'm putting the capelin on, which, my goodness, they look delicious. They aren't dried, which I've never had them like this before. But come on now. Barbecue capelin, I can't imagine it's going to be that bad. Here we got our fresh mackerel. Remove the rib cage. Some people do, some people don't. I do. Let that sit in some salt water ever since I caught it, which it's been a few hours. And man, oh man, this is going to be delicious. Now, personally, when I cook mackerel, I very rarely flip it. Honestly, if I bake it, I don't flip it. If I pan fry it, I flip it just for a minute just to get some crust on the meat side, which you're going to see me do here later. So I put the mackerel skin side down because mackerel is a naturally oily fish. It basically just sits there and cooks in its own juices, and it's honestly phenomenal that way. So you're going to see now I have the mackerel flipped over just for a minute or so with the cover closed just to get a little crust on it. Cranked up the heat on that side, and here it's flipped back over along with everything else. And honestly, it's some of the best mackerel I've ever had. Honestly, folks, there's nothing better than going out and enjoying the sport and resource of fishing. It's a beautiful day. Here I am cooking up a meal, and a lovely meal at that. Tasted amazing. Look at this mackerel. Honestly, I think it looks perfect. The capelin, I think they look perfect as well. And I'll tell you, towards the end of this, they tasted it as well. Honestly, I wasn't even gonna record the cooking portion of all this. I was just gonna do as I normally do and eat my supper. But I figured, hey, I'm doing barbecue capelin and mackerel. I gotta show the people. So you guys let me know if you want to see more videos like this, more catch and cooks. Let me know in the comments. So here we are. We're getting our meal completed here now. The only thing we're waiting on now is the potatoes to finish up a little bit. It's all going to be awesome. I know the mackerel's done when I go to pick it up and it starts to fall apart on itself. It all flakes apart. It's awesome. Love it that way. The capelin, they're hard, they're crispy. That's exactly how I wanted them. Here's the potatoes, put it all together, and you're left with an amazing hearty supper. Most of it caught fresh from Newfoundland's Atlantic Ocean. This is exactly what I was talking about. That mackerel has a crust on it, yet it's still tender and juicy enough to flake apart on itself. It's just awesome. And I'm not joking, it's probably some of the best mackerel I've ever cooked. This stuff tasted awesome. Anyway, folks, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my supper. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next fishing adventure.